guys, welcome back to the channel and to another edition of Build Kit Review. This time I'm going to be showing you guys the last kit I finished, and I think it will be my last one for 2017. It's this Revell monogram 1940 Ford Standard Business Coupe. If you are into Fords the way I am, you already noticed this one is not stuck. The front end is lowered. We have chrome headlight doors. We have chrome grille, and we have a non-stuck color for a standard Ford. That's this mandarin maroon that was a deluxe only color. Well, this car really isn't much of a stock miniature, but I like it. What did I do here? I don't know if you guys saw my last video before this one. That's about the other Revell monogram 1944 that I built. That one was also a standard, and that one was black and 100% factory stock. That video is a slideshow, so if you guys are interested, I can do a build kit review on that model too, even though I already have a slideshow on it. But let's come back to this one. This guy here, I decided to build like a Resto rod, like some 1944 that someone restored and added some performance upgrades, but keeping it a true 1940 Ford with the flathead V8 and with the wide white walls, with the bias ply tires, with the stock hubcaps, with the trim rings, and with the solid axle up front, without changing the car's identity, with all that modern stuff people seems to like these days. Well, this model here was painted with automotive synthetic enamel, and the color is authentic Ford mandarin maroon. The paint was airbrushed with a Badger 350 and was hand polished after that to a nice shine. The Revell kit itself, that in its last incarnation is boxed by Monogram, a company that Revell owns, is quite a nice kit, is easy to build and has no fit issues. And all this noise you guys are hearing in the background are my cats. Yeah. And they are playing with some boxes I left on the ground for them to play, so they won't jump here and wreak havoc on my video. Well, back to the model. This Revell kit is quite nice and quite easy to build. It has a couple of things that can be fixed, or could be fixed if you really wanted a more authentic look. The first of those things that can be fixed is the front axle. The front axle is too wide. Not by much, but it is a little on the wide side, making the wheels and the tires to touch the inside of the fenders when the build is completed if you do not modify them. I modified them here. my front axle on this build here, and also on that black one I did before, was modified. I cut the axle about 3 millimeters of the axle to get the front wheels to look more correct and to look more in the right position inside the bumpers, inside the fenders. So if you do not modify your front axle, it won't create a problem building the model, but your wheels will be quite they will stick out, and you may have wheels that actually touch the front fenders from the inside, and I think that's not very nice. So it is one thing you can fix. The other thing, and I think this can't be easily fixed, is that Revell, for some reason, when they tooled the Standard Coupe, they used the same interior or the same pattern on the interior as they had on their deluxe convertible kit. That's basically the base for this one. And yes, you could have a leather interior on a Ford Coupe, even on the Standard. You could order that from factory. But even though you could do that, the door panels are still wrong for the Coupe, and they have the convertible pattern engraved into them. So this is a more complicated fix for the modeler that really wants an authentic and 100% factory stock 1940 Ford, is to fix the interior to look more correct as the typical representation of a 1940 Ford Standard Coupe. And most of those cars had a cloth interior that has quite a different pattern from this one that Revell uses. The seat can be accepted as it is, because you could have a leather interior on your Ford, but the side panels are not quite right. The side panels would need some fixing, mainly because of that trim part on the top of the doors. On the inner panels there, you have a trim piece on the top of the door panels, and that's directly from the convertible. That is not correct for a 40 Ford Standard Coupe, or even for a deluxe coupe. So I didn't fix it. Because this car has so small windows that you wouldn't be able to see it anyways. But it is something you have to think about if you want to fix it or not. And on the assembly process of those cars, I'm gonna give you guys a couple of heads up. The kit goes together quite nicely. It's well designed, and the only part that I found to be a little problematic is the windshield. The front windshield is a tight fit to the body, and with any buildup of paint here on the body, it will get really hard to make the windshield fit without chipping the paint, and that can be a problem. because you don't want to chip your paint. So what I did, and what I would think to be a good thing to do, is to actually sand the body from the inside and to test fit the glass even before painting, to make sure you have enough room to install the glass after painting. What else? On this car here, I wanted this Resto rod look, and I lowered the front suspension, leaving the rear suspension completely stuck. And well, I did that, but actually dropping the axle like people used to do with the 1/1 scale. I heated up the axle, and I dropped the extremities where the brake drums will go. And other than that, I also heated up the front spring and flattened it a bit. So those two things resulted in this amount of front end drop. And I'm still keeping the stock front axle without having to do any more surgery here. Also, you guys are seeing the dual exhaust that the car has, and this kit it doesn't include a dual exhaust. This dual exhaust here is actually from the 1948 Ford convertible, and I have that kit, and I'm going to build it factory stock, so I didn't care about the dual exhaust, so I used it to fix this one and make it into a rod. I had to shorten the glass backs, and the pipes here from the glass backs up were scratch built from styrene tubing, and here from the mufflers back they are stock from the 48 Ford kit. I know the street road version of this kit has a dual exhaust, but I don't have the street road version. Hey guys! Psst. Those two, mother and son, but they like to do this kind of thing. Well, back to the model. The engine, you must have noticed that the underside is blue, and blue is not the right color for a 40 Ford. Yeah, this engine is a representation of a 48 Ford engine. And again, the 48 Ford convertible donated the hot parts that are the Motor City flathead heads, the Motor City flathead air filter, and the 3 carburetors. The intake manifold was scratch built because the intake manifold on the convertible kit I had already used on another build. Yeah. I also scratch built the pulley assembly to accept this alternator, because the original system was designed to be used on the 48 Ford engine. On the 48 Ford engine has a much higher upper radiator hoses. The two upper radiator hoses are higher, and they go upward and not straight forward like on the 40 Ford. So the alternator would not fix, and I had to modify the pulleys and the belt to accept this alternator from my parts box. And I also built an alternator bracket, so we don't have the floating alternator syndrome. Also, the beehive or oil filter is not from any kit. I did it by using my Dremel tool as a lathe, and I carved it from a piece of round styrene. It was not exactly easy, but I think it resulted quite nice and was my third piece. The first two ones resulted into, well, let's not talk about it. They resulted really bad, and I hate them and don't want to see them anymore. So this was the third attempt of actually machining the styrene rod into the rogue shape of a beehive oil filter, and well, yeah, good enough. The paint here is Tester's chrome. I didn't use the so famed Molotov paint because my Molotov paint it's over, and they disappeared from the stores. At least here in Brazil they disappeared, and I don't know when new ones will be arriving because nobody has them. So back to Tester's chrome. Anyway, guys, this is what I really wanted to show you. It's my Resto rod, 1940 Ford. And if you want to see another build of this kit, completely factory stock, take a look on my channel. And the video just before this one was the build of a completely factory stock Ford Standard Business Coupe in black. And if you guys want a more in detail and in-depth view of that car, just comment and ask for it, and I'll make a video if you guys want, if you guys are interested. So any questions and comments again are welcome. Gentlemen, thank you for your attention. Have a nice week, and bye bye.